2025 Lexus UX300h versus 2025 Toyota-Crown-Signia in new comparison details. The 2025 Lexus UX300h features upgraded hybrid powertrain with 196 HP. After the UX went hybrid only for 2023, Lexus appears to be ditching the old system in favor of a new, more powerful hybrid setup that also promises better efficiency. The 2025 Toyota-Crown-Signia is a two-row, hybrid-only, midsize SUV. As an SUV sibling to the Crown sedan, the Signia has a 243 horsepower AWD hybrid setup and promises a more spacious and luxurious cabin than the Venza it replaces. Lexus has confirmed that the UX300h will be the sole powertrain available for the 2025 UX crossover, with the 181 horsepower UX250h set to disappear following the 2024 model year. In 2023, Lexus started offering the UX, the automaker's luxury subcompact SUV, exclusively as a hybrid, dropping the gas-only UX200 in favor of a front-wheel drive version of the UX250h. Now, for 2025, the UX, which is also the smallest Lexus SUV, gains a more powerful hybrid setup. Good for 196 horsepower, the UX300h is the most powerful UX yet and the first Lexus to utilize the company's new 5th-generation hybrid system. Sales will begin at some point next year. If the Toyota Crown's first stateside appearance in all its high-riding sedan glory doesn't appeal to you, perhaps something a bit more mainstream will. And what could be more conventional than a midsize SUV with high MPG aspirations? If that's more up your alley, the 2025 Toyota Crown-Signia will come as a welcome surprise. Okay, maybe it's not a surprise, Toyota let the cat out of the bag with an early teaser, but it's welcome nevertheless. The 2025 Crown-Signia arrives as a midsize SUV to replace the Venza, which will bow out of the lineup after the 2024 model year. And it's a pretty sensible replacement, building on the Venza's positive qualities while enhancing a few things along the way. The UX300h will come with either front or all-wheel drive. Both versions pair a 150 horsepower 2.0-liter inline-4 with a front-mounted permanent synchronous electric motor and a continuously variable transmission. AWD models gain a second permanent synchronous motor on the rear axle. The front motor is good for 111 horsepower, while the rear motor produces 40 ponies. Strangely, Lexus only quotes one combined power output for the hybrid system at 196 horsepower. Crown. Under the hood resides a naturally aspirated 2.5-liter four-cylinder. That mates to 3 electric motors, 2 sandwiched into the front half, and 1 out back, providing rear-wheel traction is needed to make a combined 243 horsepower, 24 horsepower more than the Venza's similar setup. All-wheel drive is standard, as is a continuously variable automatic transmission. While CVTs aren't exactly known for their towing prowess, the Crown-Signia can drag up to 2,700 pounds, a useful improvement over the Venza, which wasn't rated to tow at all. Lexus says the higher horsepower figure comes courtesy of the new hybrid setup and a lightweight lithium-ion battery, which replaces the old setup's nickel-metal hydride battery. The 60-cell pack lives under the rear seat, eliminating the impact on cargo room that often comes with hybrid systems. Lexus estimates the FWD models will receive a 43 miles per gallon combined rating, while AWD models will return 41 miles per gallon combined. This would be 1 mile per gallon better for the FWD version and a 2 miles per gallon improvement for the AWD model versus the EPA's ratings for the 2024 UX250h. Stylistically, the Crown-Signia is a carbon copy of the Crown Estate SUV that will be sold in other markets. The front end borrows the thin running lights and separate lower headlights from the Crown sedan, but its taller front bumper carries a greater similarity to the BZ4X. A character line runs along the otherwise low-drama side to a rear end that's about as conventional as it can be drawn, with some thin taillights and little visual fuss. The UX also now uses shift-by-wire, with Lexus saying that the removal of mechanical linkages results in quicker and smooth shifting. Lexus claims the 0 to 60 mph time has improved to 7.9 seconds for all-wheel drive models and 8.0 seconds for front-wheel drive versions, down from the claimed 8.4 seconds for a 2023 FWD UX250h. Our last test of a UX250h, a 2019 model, saw the crossover trudge to 60 miles per hour in 8.6 seconds. Crown owners may look at the Signia's cabin and say, "Hey, that's my cabin, you stole it." That's a good thing, because the Crown's cabin is pretty delightful overall. The front passenger is wrapped in a cocoon of trim that rises up from the center console, while the driver stares down a pair of standard 12.3-inch displays, one serving as a gauge cluster and one handling infotainment duties. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard, and there are 3 USB ports up front and a pair for folks in the back. Lexus, there are a few other minor upgrades for 2025, including a new color called Copper Crest. The layout of the buttons on the door panels have been revised and the metal trim on F-Sport handling models wears a new finish. A 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster is now standard on premium and F-Sport models, while the 7.0-inch display remains standard on the base trim. The center touchscreen measures 8.0 inches for the base, premium, and F-Sport design models, while the F-Sport handling receives a standard 12.3-inch touchscreen. The F-Sport handling model also gains a standard power rear door that can be activated by a kick sensor for 2025. Toyota will offer the Crown-Signia in XLE and limited trims. The XLE carries a good amount of standard equipment. In addition to the aforementioned tech, the base Crown-Signia comes with 19-inch wheels, combination fabric and vinyl seats, a heated leather steering wheel, a power liftgate, and a 6-speaker audio system. The limited tacks on a panoramic glass roof, 21-inch wheels, leather upholstery, heated rear seats, parking sensors, and an 11-speaker JBL audio system. 2025 also brings Lexus's Safety System Plus 3.0 as standard. This includes pedestrian detection and emergency braking, left-turn oncoming vehicle detection and braking, adaptive cruise control that can now manage speed through curves, lane keep assist and lane departure warnings, and the ability for the car to read road signs and display the appropriation icon on the dashboard. On the safety front, both trims come standard with Toyota's TSS 3.0 suite of driver assist features, which includes automatic emergency braking, lane departure warning, blind spot monitoring, lane keeping assist, automatic high beams, and proactive driving assist, which can aid braking and steering in curves and in traffic. An optional package for the limited beefs up that suite further with a surround view camera, lane change assist, and traffic jam assist, which will permit hands-free operation in certain situations under 25 miles per hour. Lexus says pricing for the 2025 UX300h will be revealed in 2024 with sales starting soon after. There was no mention of the UX250h in the press materials, leading us to believe that the UX300h is replacing the less powerful model. We are still waiting for confirmation from Lexus and will update this story when we know the fate of the UX250h. The 2025 Toyota-Crown-Signia will make its way to dealerships in 2024. Pricing has not yet been revealed, but considering the Crown sedan is more expensive than the Venza, we'd be surprised if the Crown-Signia didn't come in above both, which would put it somewhere in the neighborhood of $45,000 to $55,000, depending on trim. Take away the badges and the 2025 Toyota Crown-Signia does its best impression of a luxury SUV. The new SUV's name is a mouthful, but you're basically looking at Toyota's new two-row midsize SUV. Unlike the outgoing Venza, the Crown-Signia more clearly looks like a size up from the ubiquitous RAV4. In fact, the Crown-Signia even has a couple of Lexus-like design cues. So just how different is the 2025 Toyota Crown-Signia from the 2024 Lexus RX? We poked around the new SUVs to find out. Boulevard appeal is a subjective matter, but we're going to weigh in anyway. The Crown-Signia, especially in the higher limited trim, has a substantial look that should help justify its higher than RAV4 price tag. This is still no Jeep Grand Cherokee, though. The Toyota remains a softer, modern on-road cruiser. After all, if you want an off-road vibe, try the RAV4, 4Runner, or Land Cruiser. There's also a pleasing subtlety to the Crown-Signia's modern appeal. We appreciate that the same automotive landscape can accommodate wild SUVs such as the Hyundai Tucson and Cadillac Lyriq, but also the Crown-Signia. From every angle, the Lexus RX is familiar but clearly updated. The elaborate grille has a complex edge that will divide opinions and, to our eye, is more artful than the similar detailing on the Toyota. Heavily sculpted doors make an impression, and the LED light bar looks fantastic at night, especially how it tapers toward the center. Every 2025 Toyota-Crown-Signia gets a 243 horsepower 4-cylinder hybrid powertrain. You don't need to be a hybrid enthusiast to care about the Crown-Signia. Instead, you simply benefit from a hybrid's advantages: slightly more power, usually a longer driving range, and lower ownership costs thanks to higher efficiency. The 2024 Lexus UX300h has essentially the same powertrain but with 3 more HP. Woo! Where the Lexus RX pulls away from the Toyota-Crown-Signia here is with choice. For about the same price, the RX350, without an H, has a 2.4-liter turbocharged inline-4 making 275 horsepower. And that's to say nothing about the 366 horsepower RX500h hybrid and 304 horsepower RX450h plug-in hybrid. The truth is that most buyers will have no issue with either 243 or 246 horsepower. Also, as long as you aren't used to the swiftness of a fully electric SUV, hybrids can feel more powerful around town than their overall horsepower figures sound.